3. Hey everyone, this is Dan from Random Media Guys.
This is Chris from Random Media Guys. Happy Halloween.
Yes, happy Halloween and welcome to the Random Thought Podcast, where we shoot the shit and talk about whatever the hell the fuck's on our mind.
Yeah, we really should bring more people to shoot the shit.
We need to get some more people. I really wish I could get some other YouTubers, and that would be really fun to do. If we get, maybe we could talk to like Blair White or someone else. That'd be kind of fun. Or Krauton T or someone like that. That'd be kind of fun. We seem to run in those kind of crowds.
We do, yes. Do you watch now? Do you watch Blair White a lot?
Well, I watch her mainly because she's interesting and she does a lot. Although some of the videos she covers, the videos themselves, the actual like content covered, is so cringy. I'm like, like their videos she like will respond to. They're not her response, but the actual person is like, God, I don't get how you exist.
Like she does mostly political stuff.
Yeah, which is kind of really fun to watch.
She was recently on the Drunken Peasants finally.
I saw that.
Saw that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was rather funny. Some of the points they're making.
Oh yeah.
You know what, I guess they have everyone on their show and they watch like dopey YouTubers.
Yeah, like
make fun of them. Some guy they had on Tony. What is it? Tony Sotomayor.
Tommy Sotomayor.
Tommy Sodomizer.
They call him
Tommy Sotomayor, and he was like going on about. He wasn't making any. Was he crazy or something?
They don't have him on. They have the feature his video, and he's like some crazy dude. He's like one of those black.
Has he really tried having them shut down like a lot?
Oh yeah, he did a whole like he filed a false Steam a little Millennium copyright filing a couple months back.
Interesting. Yeah, I never heard of the guy. Well, I kind of think I may have passed a few videos of his.
Yeah, he's like he's very like anti like he hates black women for some reason. He's a black guy, one of those like self-hating guys.
Oh, there's more of them than probably you think.
No, but the fun news I heard recently, this happened on Sunday. You ever heard of Jack Chick?
Jack Chick?
Yeah, he writes like those chick tracks where you had like those like really like fucked up like evangelical comics that basically try to like that people will put in like your Halloween candy instead of giving you candy to try to like proselytize.
Oh, those people, yeah. I don't know. I heard there's some other issues. Some people are playing have been having this trend where they give out health food.
Oh God!
At Halloween, I'm like, your kids are just gonna like litter that. They're just gonna throw that shit out. If you do that, you definitely deserve to be,
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely deserve to be toilet paper. You're asking to be toilet paper on Halloween when you pull shit like that.
Yeah, definitely. No, I understand. Like, if you give like not like as you give healthier alternatives that are not like.
It's one fucking day. You're walking around. It's our tradition. It's tradition.
To be fair, if someone gave me beef jerky, that would be pretty fucking awesome.
If you don't want candy, you don't go out on Halloween.
You could give other things. I remember getting like peanuts as a kid, which is that's not a bad alternative because peanuts.
No, it's not a bad alternative. It kind of mixes it in. You got chocolates and peanuts. Kind of tastes good.
Yeah, and peanuts are awesome.
They say will give me little cereal boxes.
Yeah,
like potato chips.
Yeah, unless the kid's like allergic to nuts, and then the kid will say, "Hey, I can't have this because I'm." They'll tell you ahead of time.
Right. Yeah, it works itself out, right?
It could be worse. You have like all this helicopter parody. I mean, that's the thing. The big thing is it's helicopter parodying.
Helicopter parenting. So is this where you parent from a helicopter?
No, I mean they literally hover over the kids the whole time.
These kids grow up to be super coddled and end up just sitting on their ass in college for 10 years bitching.
I did. That's besides the point. No, that's not me. No, the fun one.
No, not you. I mean, that's what happens when these parents overcoddle their kids. They end up spending 10 years in college sitting on their ass, finding out ponies they want.
Or they end up doing like the what was the fun one they did? They end up all being like mass media or like social media like majors, and they all end up running into politics.
Yeah, they basically, they take up a bunch of useless degrees no one cares about. And they just bitch with all day on the phone with their dad, who's like, "Can you get a real job? Can you get a meaningful degree?" And they're like, "Fuck you! It's all because of you. You made me this way."
That's a microaggression,
It's a microaggression. It's like, this is the patriarchy. You don't want me to pursue my academic career. You're telling me what to do because you're a man. I want to sit on my ass for 10 years.
And in the game of patriarchy, women are the ball.
Asking me to get a job is basically asking for me to be enslaved.
Oh my god, dude! I've been watching a lot of like videos lately. I've been watching. There's one guy called Wizard of Cause. He's apparently a journalist. He does but he mainly reviews like booze, and they were going on the concept that because how they talk about all this bullshit like cultural appropriation, and someone pointed out to be interesting is you never hear that about music because a lot of music is like the big thing he pointed out. You had one of the guys pointed out is Eric Clapton. Who was it? I can't remember the famous the guy who's Robert Johnson and what's his face? Jimi Hendrix. Robert Johnson was like one of the kings of blues, and then you had someone like Eric Clapton. Hey, that's a pretty awesome sound. And adapts it and changes it and brings it over to Britain. You didn't hear any fucking like SJW going, "You can't do that, man, because that's stealing the black culture." And then when Hendrix does it in reverse, basically grabs style that Clapton creates and like the Beatles, they create a new American style. You don't hear them bitching about him stealing British stuff, and I thought this was just bullshit.
Yeah, everyone sort of picks in that whole thing. I don't, I haven't run into too many people that even talk about cultural appropriation. Run into a lot of SJWs that get on, if you look at porno or naked ladies, you're bad. Sex is bad. Run into a lot of that. Have never really run into anyone who's like gotten pissy because I had like a sombrero on or something. I know they exist though. They really shouldn't cross paths with me because that would be kind of the last straw.
Well, they could.
Like that one woman bitching at that guy in the video about because he had a hula girl in his car. He was like a Lyft driver or
I think
an Uber driver.
Yeah, he was a Lyft driver, and I think I saw another actual video of her, and she's like currently like half like Asian, and she gets weird about. She's like she's very like I was watching this because Sargon of Akkad was commenting on one of her videos a while back, and
she sounds like a total fucking cunt.
She's nuts.
She's a major cunt.
No, she's stupid enough that she doesn't realize that Hawaii is not a continent; it's an island.
It's an island.
No, sorry.
Yeah, it's not.
No. It's an archipelago because it's several islands.
Correct. That's right. Surrounded by total water.
And it's got volcanoes, and it's constantly getting bigger. Just like I think Iceland's getting bigger every year.
By a little bit.
No, but the funny part is I've heard is a lot of people want to claim that white people don't have a culture, so and we're stealing because we don't.
Yes, we have a culture.
We have many cultures.
Our culture is European. We have many. English culture. I was just at an event 2 weeks ago. The Scottish Highland Games.
Oh yeah,
that's there. That's all Celtic, English, British culture right there. Halloween, Scottish, Irish.
Dude, all of Halloween is a big Celtic holiday.
Halloween, Christmas.
They're culturally appropriating our holiday. They're appropriating.
Yeah, fuck off. I mean, yeah, fuck off. I mean, Halloween is our holiday. Yeah, it's a Celtic holiday. Fuck off. You're not a fucking, white English dude from the island. Screw you. Fuck you. If you celebrate Oktoberfest, fuck you too.
No, dude, what was it called? No, it was already an Irish and Scottish holiday because it's a Gaelic holiday. So unless you're Irish or Scottish, you're fucking taking our culture.
Right. Unless you're Yeah, All Saints. Yeah, it's completely bullshit. Yule. I mean, if you're not, I guess, Scandinavian or German, if you're not German,
Dramatic.
if you're not like, yeah, if you're actually not European, because there's kind of all bunch of with Yule, with Christmas, the how we celebrate in its secular way has its roots in a whole bunch of shit. Romans would decorate trees, so I guess basically if you're European, period.
Yeah.
I mean, this was just pure, and then you have a lot of the Scandinavian traditions mixed into it and stuff, but you have like the mistletoe, which is supposed to be a representation of Dionysus, or
maybe we should look
it's
that up.
Dionysus or something.
No, Dionysus was wine. He was, he claimed he was the vine. But the big thing I learned recently, because I was, as I told you, and actually you've seen, I did that whole video on like a brief history of Halloween, and in that Yule was one of the minor celebrations of the Gaelic holidays, and that it went Samhain, Yule, and Imbolc, because it went fall, winter.
Yeah, if you're a Wiccan, I guess that's cultural appropriation. If you're Asatru Wiccan, it's cultural appropriation.
These people Hollywood's going to stop appropriating our Viking gods.
You should complain at all the Latinos who are Catholics. That's cultural appropriation. Last I heard, they're not from the Middle East. You should complain at like Korean Christians in South Korea. That's total cultural appropriation.
Dude, to be fair, I've heard from a lot of like a lot of Mexicans and like Salvadorians who live here. Like if they're like second or third generation, they think all the SJWs are fucking nuts. They're all fucking chavalas. They literally say that like they look at them.
Well, I mean, SJWs are usually very wealthy white kids.
Yeah,
who are like spending 10 years in college and just whining with their dad on the phone all day. That's kind of who they are.
And I don't mean
that's kind of what they're proud to be.
And to be fair, when I think of white, I don't mean like, when you say that, I also imagine like the black and the Asian kids, because they're like white.
It's rich kids. Usually, these people are rich kids.
It's usually white and Asians. But
and they have money.
Yeah, they're upper middle.
They're not. I mean, their parents aren't minors.
No,
they didn't grow up on a fucking farm.
Yeah.
Their dad's not a major in the army.
Or their dad's in a civil servant, like my father is, or many people I know.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Like people who actually like work for a living don't tend to be this kind of.
Their parents are probably doctors and attorneys mostly. If we did an actual study on who these people are and their demographics, a lot of them, upper middle class to very high class, socially rich people.
Yeah, the other.
So I mean, I kind of what they're doing is a big rebellion.
Yeah, but that's kind of a child thing we do all the time. I mean, it's natural to rebel against the older generation. I mean, what do they do in the 50s? Everyone listened to rock and roll. They basically say, "Screw you, mom and dad," and then metal came out to be rebellious.
That was that, but you had SJW started forming around that time period, 1960s. In the 60s, if you learn about it, there's all people that went into all kinds of directions. Well, you had a lot of guys that became bikers or drifters, or like you said, musicians. But you had a whole segment of kind of the hippie-ish group that kind of was starting to be. They were the early SJWs, you'd call them.
To be fair, some of their earlier stuff wasn't bad. Like like I was listening, because there's a person who listened to Christina Hoff Sommers. She calls herself the factual feminist, but she's what we'd more consider like the second wave, like the more rational, like clearly what. And she's the kind of person you'd say because you have this like assholes like Mike Pence who wants to be like
Mike Pence. Yes.
Yeah. She's the kind of person like, yeah, I want you on my side because I think this guy's a fucking asshole. And he's going to come after women. The next he's going to come after, secular people. He's going to come after education, like scientific education. He's going to cut our, and we're already behind in, learning when it comes to stuff like evolution and biology because
Yeah, they don't really care. Is that some? Yeah, it's something he's kind of into.
the guy's fucking nuts. I can't. Every time I see him, I get such rage. I want to like. I'm like Trump. I don't like you, but I like you a little. I dislike you a little less if you hadn't chosen Mike fucking Pence.
I don't think he wanted to. That sort of was assigned to him.
Why?
He's
Yeah.
not. He's not. I don't think they really like each other because it's just what you get. No, I mean, no one cares about VPs.
They could have gotten John
because Donald Trump's as secular as you can get. He's just ungodly. I think the Church of Satan recently endorsed Donald Trump. Yeah, I think they did something like that. I know Sargon of Akkad. He's on the Trump train.
I know there's a reason why he was. I was watching one of his videos. I don't think, but and people called him alt-right. I don't see him as an alt-righter. I
don't even know what the fuck that means. That's something Hillary Clinton is. I mean, that's something Hillary Clinton said.
That came up beforehand. That came up a while back. But these are like people who are. It's weird. I mean, they're almost basically.
I've never read a clear definition on what they mean by that.
They're trolls, basically. They're trolls. But I think Sargon, the reason why he says it is because he's looking at it from a populist perspective. Because he actually did a nice called breakdown of the Americas, comparing it to like the Roman Republic, which I think is kind of an interesting concept. But he was saying that maybe that there was a new populist leader that's supposed to do reform, and he was looking at Trump as possible. But I look at it, I'm like, I'd rather like Hillary's kind of lesser two evils right now because I don't like Pence being in there, and
I would never make a judgment on a vice president. I mean, I'm not calling for anything. I would never make judgments on a vice president. It's kind of it's kind of a nothing job.
That's true.
That's just a sideshow. That's just marketing publicity kind of. I mean, he gets a vote in the Senate.
Yeah. I mean, we do have creepy Uncle Joe Biden, who's always like looking. He's creepy. Hear about him like being creepy at like young girls.
Yeah, he's pretty creepy. But who else is?
I don't know. The big thing I'm voting for is again a lot of the propositions here, mainly the Mini 64.
Yeah. The what?
It's Prop 64. That's the weed one.
Oh yeah, weed's going to be legalized.
Yay! We'll have. I don't even know. To be fair, all I care is because it's. I think it's stupid. It's illegal in the beginning. They
a lot of people do.
I mean, it's pretty.
But Hillary Clinton doesn't.
You know why? Most people don't even know why. I mean, the thing is illegal. It became illegal, at least in California. Do you know why? I actually do, but do you know?
Yeah, I know all the history of marijuana. It's in conflict with a lot of other interests for years.
Yeah, I know that. William Randolph Hearst, because he owned like stock in timber, and cannabis was a cheaper manufacturer alternative to there. So, because William Randolph Hearst owned several printing.
Yeah, he owned a lot of lumber, and he launched a big effort to keep it illegal.
No, he's the one who helped make it illegal. He did that whole.
He's a very, very ambitious, power-hungry individual. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. And to the point that what's his face, Orson Welles did Citizen Kane, which basically was a whole parody or whole satire of Hearst. I just want to see. I think it's stupid that you have to basically go. Oh, I want weed for this. And that's how people get like the cards when it should have been legal because
Well,
that's
the states are doing it now, but the federal government will never budge on that matter.
maybe it'll be like a gay marriage. Once enough people like there's enough states saying, yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
leave, and maybe they'll go.
Not really. I mean, the police give it a tremendous amount of money to keeping all drugs illegal because they make a tremendous amount of money off that
You see,
and overtime pay and stuff. I mean, prison guards union, sheriff's union, cops union ain't gonna allow it
you see the what's it called the mess.
until you get money out of politics. You won't ever have a.
Yeah.
You won't have. I mean, there's no coalition that puts any money really to legalizing marijuana.
Right. Yeah. There was actually speaking of anti-weed stuff. I was watching I forget who showed it to me, but there was a anti-weed what's it called, like ad from let me try Mass. It was like Massachusetts. It was there's an anti-weed ad in Massachusetts. Ah, here it is. I'm gonna share it with you. All right, here we go. All right, here goes. I'm gonna screen share right now. And here we go. Full screen.
Is it going to be legal? Is it possibly going to be legalized in Massachusetts now?
Yeah, that's another big thing that they're working on, and you got to watch the rest of this thing. It's so
interesting. It's like reefer madness.
that's just
paid for. It's paid for by the cops, probably.
Oh,
that's how they make a tremendous amount of money.
Let's see, safety and health. Oh wait, I'm gonna check that out. See what the fuck that is. I want to see if it's sponsored by a cops union.
Now look at the OCPF.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, yeah.
The OCPF.
Yeah, Oh, what is OCPF?
That might be a cop union.
Oh yeah, that's not it, but yeah, I'm definitely sure that these are all.
You would have to track the money. All these people are this is kind of their bigger groups that they get all the money from, and then they kind of distribute it.
Well, the funny thing is that I was like someone pointed out like I think it was on Drunken Fed, they were saying that they could create a better anti-weed. If you look at that video, actually I'm gonna pull it up again, but if you look, you have that kid. You have that that kid who's like clearly like looks like he's 16 or like this kid's clearly this kid's clearly like in high school or maybe even early.
Clearly, he wouldn't be able to buy marijuana
because based on the laws, they're supposed to be.
What's he even doing? He's not even high. I mean, he's just leaving the store of shit. I mean, this woman just pulls up to a store.
It happens to be his mom,
and she's pissed off. Okay. Yeah, clearly they're just saying, "Oh, your kid's gonna do drugs. You know, beware." It's just kind of goofy. I think it's going to be, hopefully it's going to be legalized there. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a big. Yeah, it's another big thing they're doing in that. That's another big like they're being there's all this like paranoia stuff that's going on there, and because I think again this is one of those things it's paid for by like I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I think big pharma is another big contributor to this because they're like there's actually studies out saying that um I was watching a video by the Young Turks. They're saying that there's actual studies that show that the we that
MB.
THC is great for like pain.
Yeah, it has a ton of medicinal uses, and yeah, I wouldn't doubt it would be very much in competition with other.
Especially opioids. They say that actually kind of helps.
Like I said, you got to get money out of politics. If you're not, it's perpetual.
I wish we get the right kind of money.
I guess what was it? Hillary Clinton it was disclosed she doesn't want pot.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Well, because she's paid off, like you said, probably by big pharma and cop unions and shit.
That's the only like how I don't really buy conspiracy, but that's one of my I could see that being like
I wouldn't call that a conspiracy. Well, I mean, there are conspiracies. No, you see, that's becoming kind of like a write-off. I mean, people who just say, "Well, this is conspiracy theory," that's just like saying racism to everything. I mean, there are conspiracies. They happen on a daily basis.
Of course.
Everybody has conspired at one point to do something.
I just hate
more every day.
I just hate the people who say that they're hiding the cure to cancer because.
Well, you can argue, but people who just write off things saying, "Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist," you're not really arguing their position. Right. You're just doing exactly what you hate that certain people do when you bring up good points to them.
Well, here's my problem: is you talk to conspiracy theorists, and a lot of them don't want to.
And which ones you talk to, and which conspiracy they want to talk about.
I like a Mark Dice or like a. Those kind of people. Those guys are, or Alex. Well, Alex Jones just says what he says because he knows.
He's a funny guy. He's made legitimate points. The guy who's with Trump. Yeah, that's who Byron listens to for years, and then I
Jones.
Yeah, Byron listens to that guy for fucking years.
Oh, dude, there's this great video where he's talking about how
Obama's a demon.
No, better. He claims that Alex Jones claimed I think the royal family are all vampires.
They probably are. He's probably right. Laugh at him now, but he's probably right.
I found it. That shit's hilarious.
Honestly, he's being satire.
I found it, dude. I gotta show you this. Oh my god, this is so fucking hilarious. Dude, let's just watch this for fun. Just let me know when you just start talking, and I'll pause when you're.
InfoWars. They've actually got some legitimate news.
That's the sad part. There's actually good. Look at that, Bill.
He's gotten a hell of a lot of publicity. Clinton rape. Get your Bill Clinton rape t-shirt now. That is great. I've actually seen that. That I saw. He got into a big fight with Cenk Uygur. Did you see that?
Yeah, Cenk and him. In fact,
that was actually really awesome. I mean, Cenk is. I mean, was it well? I mean, obviously, Alex Jones rushed in there, kind of just being a typical wacko dick. But I mean, knowing Cenk, you kind of. I mean, it's hard to give a fuck if you know Cenk for years.
Yeah, Cenk Uygur.
I can't forget his fucking name right. The Buffalo.
Cenk. Like think he's all janky. Like he's all like
his name's isn't Cenk.
Yeah, no, the big one. Someone actually like Sargon did a whole. I'm gonna pull this up in a second window over here. I'm gonna keep playing this, but he did this whole thing where he was talking about that fuck was it called? That after that there should be like a boxing match or fight between Cenk and Alex.
I think Alex Jones would win. Cenk would never ever partake in something like that, but Alex Jones should challenge him.
for charity.
Just to hear Shank say, "I don't want to."
Well, Jake would be fun to do because someone says he looks like a buffalo, and there was always like, because he kind of does.
I think Alex Jones would literally just wipe him down in a boxing ring. That would be epic to see them.
Oh, I gotta find it. There was a great image where it showed like oh man.
I mean, Alex Jones has been taken seriously this year because he's a huge Trump supporter. And he went to the RNC and he was finally there without being, written off as some crazy guy. This is like his biggest year.
Where is it? Genos.
Now, do you have your Bill Clinton rape shirt?
I'll get it. Oh my god. Someone actually. Oh, dude, you got you. Oh, I gotta show you this. Dude. Dude, there was this hashtag called Buffalo Gen. Someone had I gotta find it. Someone had a great image of. Someone had a great image where it's like it shows him like all fat, like the Blob, and he's like, "I'm ready to fight." Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Apparently, Sargon of Akkad has a thing for Chun-Li.
From Street Fighter.
Yeah, well, we all have. Dude, he's.
What is this shit?
Eric.
Blair White was on his show.
Yeah, and he
started. And it was kind of awesome because he did actually she gave an interview and then he's like, so what do you think about the emergence of Man Machine? I remember I saw the interview with her and yeah, she gave a very odd looking. She had a very weird look on her face when he asked that, but it was awesome. It was funny. She kind of brought it up in more detail on the.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna have to look up that Blair White one. Oh my god, yeah, because Alex Jones.
Hold on, let's look up. Let's show our whoever's watching us the guy who talks about pork rinds and fucking pork and fucking.
Oh yeah.
This is the craziest fucking dude I've ever seen. We need to bring him to light.
Well, how do you spell it? Pork. How do you spell it again, man?
Fuck pork rinds. Just type in fuck pork rinds. Yeah, fuck pork rinds.
Here it is.
Yeah, this dude is insane. He's the craziest man. This is like an old Byron or something.
Oh God.
Oh fuck you! And he looks like he's like having sex with food in the mirror. He just talks. Is there a way to hear him?
I can hear him.
Can everyone watching hear him?
Yeah, it's screen shared.
Let me see.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck pork rinds. Oh, fuck dead pigs. Fuck you. That's the greatest. Who is this guy? Do we know who the fuck he is? He has another video. He has this one. He has Old Man Tyree talks about dildos.
Oh, what the hell is this?
Now, I can't hear it as well on my end. Why is this?
What the fuck is this shit?
Looks like he just had sex.
What the fuck is this guy? I can't.
I don't know who he is, but he's great.
We should watch. I should send this to somebody else. This would be one of those great videos. But man, this shit is like, yeah, this guy.
He's your role model. You should tell your dad who you look up to.
Oh my god, this thing is so weird to show.
I remember Byron showed me that. That was a great video on that old man just going on a fucking rant.
Oh, pork grinds and fucking pork grinds.
So, are you a Rams fan?
No, it's just a shirt I was borrowing.
You just steal that off some guy in the street?
My dad.
If you pay a guy $1,
It's also my old man.
is he a Rams fan?
My mom bought
Or is he just a fan of ramming?
I don't know.
Is he a Rams fan, or is he just ramming your mom a lot when she bitches for chimichangas?
I don't want to talk about my mom, man.
God damn it, Daniel.
To be fair, apparently my dad and my mom are having issues.
Oh, I'm sorry here, dude.
Intimacy issues. That's all he said. But.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, well, maybe the fact that we took care of our debt. Maybe they can go to therapists and help get that worked out.
Hey, man, there's yeah, don't worry. It's good.
Dude, what's the
How's your intimacy?
right here?
With Fanny?
No, we never talk about that.
Why don't we talk? Why don't you and I talk about that? Are you and Fanny having problems?
She's lost.
How is she lost? You're kidding me?
No, I'm not joking.
Again, you lost the other toy.
Shut up! Oh my god! Yeah.
But you lost the other toy. You lost this thing. This thing had some size on it. Where could it have gone? It might be in the suitcase. It's gonna come alive one day and choke Ryan out in the toilet. Ryan's like dead in the bathroom. Yeah, it's like a face sucker from Alien, dude. Wait, dude, how do you lose that?
I think it's in storage down in the garage.
It might be behind you. It'd be an awesome Halloween, kind of like the Killer Bong.
It'll attack my man bun that I have right now.
Did she used to get abusive with you? Like sometimes you like be holding it up and it'd be like whacking in your face. you would like be frustrated and they just like slap your face.
Boss the Bunda, boss.
Oh, Bots to Bunda, man, that is great stuff.
Oh man, was that on YouTube too?
I think so. Merlin showed me that. The chicks having their butt cheeks in someone's head.
We need to get Merlin on here.
Bots to Bunda, bots to Bunda, bots to Bunda.
We need to get Byron on here, or not Byron. Fuck, Byron would fuck shit up so bad. Actually, that might be fun.
Byron says if you're not voting for Trump, he says get out.
Bitches leave.
That's what Byron said. Bitches leave. I need to get that T-shirt, man. Bitches leave. Oh, there is a T-shirt like that from RoboCop.
Oh man, dude. I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Don't fall in.
I'm gonna put on the pork rinds thing. That's just fucking hilarious. Oh man, don't fall in.
How many people do we have watching our wacko show?
Nothing right now, but that. What the fuck? What the fuck? That shit's so fucking weird. Yeah, we don't have many. We have like no one watching right now. And it's because we're filming and we're kind of still a small channel as a recording.
Now, do you put our videos up on our channel?
I put it up because this thing is saved via my account. It goes on it goes on my thing. I might just start up a separate email one and do that as our live stream one instead, because I can't do it on the other one without doing I can't set up events or using this.
In my day, we used to get drunk and fuck fat bitches. Oh, yes.
Dude, I'm off at like at 4 on Halloween. We should just like.
I'm going trick or treating.
Nice. Is Jody gonna go as a cop again? Or what was she? What was it?
She's like lady. That's like her. Her outfit wasn't complete, but it's like it was. She has a Lady Death outfit.
Nice. No, the funny thing I've heard recently, you'll get a crack out of this. Dude, oh fuck, what was it? I heard that basically, like the Drunken Peasants are about to do their 300th episode soon, and they're hiring a dominatrix to dominate 3 people on the show live, not in a sexual way, but just to be to dominate. And I'm like, listen, and one of them's Mr. Repsion. Apparently, they want to get to do this. That's
interesting. That's so they're gonna
do it during the live show. It's like an Outlast thing. Apparently, whoever outlasts like the dominatrix or who is the last apparently ends up being wins money. So I just want to watch that for that.
That does sound rather funny. Yeah, I've watched a few of their segments here and there.
Yeah, I'm tired, man. Yeah, did you hear anything interesting else in the news today this week?
Yeah, they're asking all the soldiers to pay back.
I saw that, and I've heard a lot of people.
Really bad. It's really weird.
I know. It's not even
from a legal standpoint. I don't even know how they were able to do that, but they're all just fucked.
You know, they could do. They just not build one stealth bomber, and they could pay all these guys.
It still doesn't. It's from a legal standpoint. I don't even know where they found any of them. Well, I mean, when someone signs a contract, unless there's somewhere in the small print that says you have to pay this back, and if it didn't say anywhere in the contract I signed, I have to pay this back. I mean, I'm not liable.
Basically the problem is you had people basically giving unauthorized loan forgiveness, which
I mean, they fucked up. That's nobody's fucking problem, but they somehow seem to always find it to be everyone's problem. I mean, literally, they spend like entire departments in the government have upwards of $70 billion. Somehow they want. How much money could you possibly get?
You know what's sad is if somebody's they did this in order to get people to go to the back, sign for next.
They were doing that, during the war in Iraq, and to get them to go. It was probably just all a big fraudulent inside thing. I don't know. I bet as the days go by, we'll hear more about it. To what extent? Where was the buy plugin? Damn the devil. Daniel. Need some cookies, Daniel. Daniel. I don't want to pay the military, Daniel.
Oh, you know the big part was is that fuck that you had a lot of these people who didn't were like they a lot of people who went back into the service and either were like they did their tour and either ended up dead or ended up with like they lost a limb or they went essentially went mad. Basically, they had PTSD, and then they come to these people and say, "Yeah, well, I'm sorry that you're suffering through PTSD, but we're gonna need that money back."
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. Like I told people, you really shouldn't think about joining the military or doing things there. The government won't help you. They utterly fail. It seems at every level of quality that they're expected to provide. I don't know.
Oh, by
I
the
mean,
way,
the VA sucks.
yeah,
It's a place you don't ever go. Ever since the 60s, it's been known as a place you don't go.
it says it should be the best medical care you can get because these guys are.
Yeah, it's because there's no quality expectation of any of these departments we've created. That's the problem. I mean, they give a lot of money to these things. I mean, like I said, there's upwards of $70 billion in most of these major departments. But there's no guarantee. There are no standards set. I mean, you're not going to get anything really good if you don't have that.
Oh, dude!
Oh, well.
I found something nasty. I was remembering that video you showed me about the shave your head and grow a goatee. Someone apparently found. I found something pretty freaking nasty. That related to that. Want to check it out?
Yes.
All right. So apparently this one. It. Oh. Dude, I can't fucking see it. There's all that hair that came out. That's disgusting. That's wow. That's just, dude. That was fucking disgusting. Have you seen worse? Have you seen anything like that before, man? Like the whole hair thing, because the only reason I knew about this stuff is my mom and my sister like to watch like really disgusting videos and like react to them. You're still there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Hey, I'm gonna put on the bold one. That one was much funnier. By the way, I'm gonna say this ahead of time. College humor. If you flag this video, we're doing this purely for critique and reaction. So don't content ideas.
What is this? Yeah, this is the. That's what you should do. Now he doesn't look like fruitcake anymore.
Dude, doesn't it look like Merlin? It's Merlin.
Dude, Merlin should shave his head.
Dude, it's
I think Merlin would actually look a lot better.
Anybody who knows, this is what our friend Merlin looks like, except for like he wears hats.
I think Michelle told Merlin he'd look a lot better if a shaved head.
He would look a lot better if he shaved his head. But yeah, this dude looks like Merlin. Like Spot. It's uncanny, isn't it? Dude, we should send this to like Merlin.
You should send it to him. I mean, it is a funny one. I mean, honestly, you've seen a lot of dudes. They're balding around this. They've lost their entire hair down the middle.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, shave your fucking head, man. I mean, it's even if you're really skinny. I mean, it could work on a lot of, mostly any face.
Dude, this guy looks like freaking This guy looks like Matt Dillahunty now.
Matt Dillahunty, yeah.
I've seen people this is not to sound racist, but what works perfect on for guys who lose in there? Those black guys when they shave their head, it just looks like for some reason it's just like if you like Uncle Phil from fuck was it Fresh Prince, like he looks badass. I mean that's because if you look at it was Avery Brooks, he was literally losing his hair, so he literally said they screw it and he shaved his head and he has the beard.
Avery Brooks, he was on Star Trek. Deep
not Avery Brooks, sorry, James Avery, but Avery Brooks did that on his own. Like if you watch it, he used to be on it was called Spencer for Hire. It was a show back in the 80s. He had the shaved head and the goatee. And then he brought it back for like somewhere in the middle of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and it just looked badass. And he just someone kind of says it is that with that kind of look with the shave for certain people with the shave and the goatee, it kind of has this like badassery. Like this guy clearly can kick ass.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would. By the way, someone else who you follow is.
I mean, that just looks badass. I mean,
of course.
No. Yeah, there's a lot of like
Patrick Stewart or.
Yeah, dude, no, he doesn't even grow to.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, let's see. Looks better bald than he did before because he was like losing his hair. He's like, this was before like back I think when he was like on. Then he lost his hair and said, "Screw it," just went bald.
Yeah, when I went bald, yeah, I mean my look changed tremendously. That looks like Matt Dillahunty. The guy who just went by. Oh yeah, there's another guy on YouTube who's also a Trump supporter. You probably wouldn't. I don't know if you know. Godsod.
Yeah, Godsod. I like Godsod. I think he does. I'll look it up in a minute.
He's being made fun of. It's epic.
That's sad, but it's so true. Dude,
yeah, I mean, you really just can't. I mean,
no, not black. No.
Certain dudes who aren't even balding, for some reason, they need to shave their head because they just look. They look better. I don't know what it is.
I have a coworker who he's like 19, 20, and he's already losing his hair, and he's like, all. And I turned to him like,
Understandable. He has high testosterone.
yeah, like, apparently it runs in his like his dad had it. So I told him, dude, just grow the goatee, and he'll look like a badass.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really fashionable.
I mean, I agree with goatee, and I'm not bald. I like the way it feels. Plus, it helps hide my double chin.
You should shave your head. You'll be like
No,
Dillahunty.
oh, dude, there's so much white.
I think honestly, I think you would look like like people would be scared of you if you. Well, no, not like a full shave like me, but like a buzzed thing.
I used to have buzz hair.
How about short here, and then you totally do a shave here, man?
Like
the curtain cut.
Dude, what if I did like a Viking thing? What if
The Viking thing, like Ragnar, exactly.
Dude, what if I kept my hair the way it is, like on top, but I did like the shave on the side, so like straight up like Viking?
Try it out. Try it out.
I look like a metalhead at that point.
Dude, you only live once, man.
unless you're Hindu, then you believe you live many times. Or some other reincarnation religion. Oh man. So I think we're done for the night. How about you?
Yeah. What else is what other news is out there?
I'm gonna aside from the election. I mean, that's what's been dominating the news.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is they give absolutely no attention to congressional races. That's should be astounding. But it's understandable why they wouldn't.
Because you have the only time anybody gives a fuck about congressional races is when it's 2 years when it's between a presidential election and when it's a midterm election.
Yeah, when it's a midterm, it could vastly swing. Though I mean, even in this one, there's a ton of congressional seats open in the House of Representatives and Senate. I mean, luckily, Hillary Clinton's probably going to win. I mean, that's kind of a given. It seems like she's already been chosen to win. I don't think it's quite clear she's been chosen.
Yeah, but what's pointed out, and I think even I noticed this is what they call the political pendulum, especially here in the States, because we have a two-party system as opposed to parliamentary system, which are a lot more nuanced. You'll have a time when you have a large conservative movement or liberal movement, and then you'll have a swing backs, and it's typically it's 2 terms or 1 term. You have an 8-year period. The only exception in the recent years, which was back in it was back in 88. 88 was the first time you saw a 12-year Republican presidential block. So it went Reagan 8 years, and
Reagan though was under an all-Democratic Congress.
Right. But listen to what I'm saying. In terms of presidency, you don't normally see a 12-year presidential block of one party. It's usually at most 8 years.
You're talking about Congress, and you're talking about the legislative branch and the executive branch.
No, I'm not talking about the executive right now. I'm just talking about.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, typically.
But honestly, to effectively, it's funny, you would think, if you have a Democratic president with an all Democratic Congress, that they'd do anything they want. No.
No,
at the end of the day, they're all different people.
Yeah.
You may be all part of the party, but you are all different people. You're different people. Republicans, representatives, and senators from California, if California ever got any Republican senators,
not 70.
Right. But there's tons of Republican congressmen.
Right.
I mean, there's tons of Republican representatives, and they're going to be vastly different. They're vastly different than like representatives in Georgia.
Of course.
And it's the same thing like when Obama took office. I mean, he had an all Democrat. The only thing is I'd say was really bad was with Bush. When he took office, he wanted the Iraq war, but if you noticed, every Democrat voted for it too.
Even Hillary, and she's like that's one of the things that you tell you, hey, Hillary, you were there when you voted for.
Well, yeah, Hillary's a big war hawking globalist. She's more of. I mean, Obama is too, though. I mean, he would if he was around then, he would have voted for it too.
You know what's funny? I always wonder this is well, at least one thing I was wondering is I hear people talk about globalization, freaking the fuck out about that. But I always thought about
depends what they how they define it.
Yeah, I mean, like Alex Jones, they're like the one world government. Like, what would be wrong if you like to be like Star Trek and have like a one world like
realistically look at who leads the country. Is it the most moral people or the most? Yeah, but is it the most moral people or the most greedy, power-hungry, egotistical people possible?
Yeah,
so that's the issue with everyone in their ideal
here's the problem.
worlds. I mean, Star Trek is a fictional show with a very ideal future.
Well,
what is dealing with actual people and society going to produce real society?
Well, even though that was fun with Halo, is in there they have a unified Earth government, but still there are a lot of people who are like in the outer colonies who are dissidents, who don't like the fact that Earth has a Earth's government is basically pushing its ideals out in the.
Well, you know, here's one perspective, like Jody was mentioning. You have humans are all different. That's kind of our nature. We're people in the Middle East are different, and there's a lot of factors to that. I mean, if you had a bunch of humans all like each other, I think there would already be a one world government.
True.
But I mean, the fact is you have vastly different people. I do definitely believe the UN over the years should have taken a stronger role. It didn't. Right. It was supposed to be the government to mediate the countries so there wouldn't be any conflict. That completely fell down the toilet.
And they're also do stuff like take care of like human rights issues, but they won't touch Saudi Arabia, who's funny enough.
I know, because honestly, you're right, that's a very dicey thing. Because at that point, you are dissolving every country's sovereignty, though, at that point, when you start diving into that. It's kind of complicated. It's kind of, human rights abuses and the fact that you're going to go and assert yourself. I mean, honestly, human rights abuses, I mean, with regards, like you just mentioned, the Middle East, that's only going to happen when their religion, when the West stops screwing with that place.
And the irony has been proven is that theocracy is perhaps the biggest time when you have human rights violations. And I've heard that from many people.
Of course.
Sargon, TJ, all said that when you see that, because it's almost always happens because people can't help but try to assert their belief, and when that happens, people just are assholes. I mean, there's very rarely. I mean, it happened the pagans, the Christians early on, and the Christians to other Christians, and to natives, and to the other religions. It's just it's inevitable when you have a theocratic order. The only exception currently right now is maybe the what's it called? The Vatican, but they're so fucking small, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Human rights abuses are a huge issue. The question is, I mean, we've really tasked the West with, I mean, especially the United States, and Hillary Clinton and the Bushes and other people are in this boat. They believe like the United States is the world's police force. Usually these people have no idea what they're doing. They haven't really even researched this subject. I think it's an idea and they kind of believe in it from a very ignorant point of view. I'm not sure how much work they've really done in it.
They believe in the American mythos.
Yeah, and it's ignorant. I mean, honestly, yeah, you would love to see people in the Middle East stop doing that. And I think there's steps to, obviously, if the West hadn't aggravated and screwed with all the leaders for years in there.
We don't know. That's all possibility, but that's.
Yeah, but ultimately they have a religion that's taken a hold of the culture there, and it's very hard to change culture.
Well, here's what you do is, let's be honest with the things with the internet. You basically ensure that one of the ways you do it, and I think was pointed out, was like in Charlie Wilson's War, that one of the ways you get the Middle East to like you, and I know because the extreme jihad, like the jihadists are gonna like, you're clear for these Americans are influencing your culture, but you help out by like you build schools to make sure people get educated and like properly, and make sure you.
The thing is, they don't. You're right. I mean, again, Charlie Wilson's War, I think, was a bit of a problem. I look back at that now, the proxy army that was created in Afghanistan. I mean, that if the Soviets were there, would Al Qaeda be there? Well, Al Qaeda wasn't there. Taliban formed there. Taliban was was in alliance with Al Qaeda. I mean, the question is, would they be there if the Soviets were there?
Or had been there?
Yeah, I mean, the Soviets were the Soviets. I mean, the question is, I think a lot of people, they ignore this whole thing of what's the lesser of the evils. I've noticed in the Middle Eastern, when people analyze the politics there, they're like, oh, Omar Gaddafi, he's killing people. Yeah. I'm like, okay, who you replace that guy with is killing more like, and we're not talking like a little bit more like a person a day. We're talking like, 100,000 more people in a month.
Yeah, the only way you get this stuff to change is you can't come in and take over. You have to get it to go from the ground up. And the way you do it,
yeah.
And I hate to use the term, but you maybe do cultural espionage. I've heard of people of that being a big thing. That's what helped with the Arab Spring. Was you had, like, the big example is Anonymous using like teaching when Gaddafi shut down the not Gaddafi, who was it? Gaddafi? Who was the fucking guy in charge of Egypt?
That was a big problem too. They came after him, the Arab Spring and the Arab the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yeah,
they were terrible.
Yeah, but basically by giving them access like the web and all that stuff to basically.
Yeah, but I mean, they just used it to spread their radical ideology.
Well, that happened afterward. Yeah, that's a big thing to happen.
That's the thing, is you're removing these people. The U.S. is removing. I mean, all that was, I think, very residual from Iraq.
But to be fair,
that seemed to all come out of Iraq.
But to be fair, because of the internet, you've seen the rise of the non-religious. In fact, they say that.
Yeah, of course. You can recruit better.
The only for non-religious, the only group in competition with non-religious as taking over the main worldview of kind of religion is Islam, but in many ways the nuns are out sprinting them, because people are reading this stuff, even reading the Islam stuff, and going, well, fuck, this stuff's kind of fucked up. I even started reading the Quran. I'm like, this is some fucked up shit.
It is some really fucked up shit, but I mean, at the end of the day, you got to go. If you ever take woodshop, you got to go with the grain.
Yes.
Okay. The issue is we tend to go. A lot of people in the societies outside of the Middle East tend to want to go against the grain of it.
Yeah.
These people are currently in a big, vacuum. Of radical. This is what they understand. It's what they eat, breathe, and shit is a radical belief. Is a really sick belief.
Yeah, they're also, like I said, with cultural espionage. They're trying to do it to Europe with the like the migrants. They're sneaking in with. They're having the radicals sneaking in and radicalizing.
Of course, and you have to be that. That all again came out of Iraq. That came out of fucking Syria. That was the U.S.'s problem.
Yes.
I mean, now, Hillary Clinton, like I said, I really don't like. I mean, she really wants, in her emails, it was revealed, she wants to continue basically picking the bone with the leader in Syria, Assad. And I'm like, that's a really stupid fucking idea. Why are you doing that? She doesn't care.
It's a cock-making contest.
I don't know. Honestly, it's a plan. She is a globalist. They have this whole thing of, like, I think, dissolving the Middle East. And I don't know. I mean, you can get into anything from conspiracy theories to all kinds of crap. I mean, clearly they're just creating chaos there. But is there a reason behind this chaos? Does it aid a few? Does it aid many? I don't know. I don't think it aids shit. Number one, Russia's not going to stand for it.
Right. Yeah.
Russia's basically said you're not going to topple Syria.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Because
you're not going to topple Syria. And no, it's not wise to aggravate a gigantic nuclear power.
Yeah, I don't want fallout to happen. I don't want it something.
It doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if Hillary Clinton's just kind of pandering to the wacko right with that, or does she really intend to aggravate a major nuclear power? I mean, I think, is she trying to maybe just cater to the real wacky right wing that's like, you need to be strong and step on anybody, I don't know. She's kind of a hawk.
Yeah, I mean, dude, she's fucking nuts. Dude, but yeah, you gotta tell, dude, but that face, oh my god, that face.
Yeah, it's a fake laugh. What's wrong with her?
Look at the best photo. They always look. She's got like the funniest photos.
Oh, Hillary. I think at one point she was probably more together with it.
Apparently she had a great ass when she was younger.
Yeah, look. Check out a picture when she was young. Young Hillary, right there.
Oh wait. Oh, wait a minute.
Top right.
Oh. She was Republican. She actually.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely can be. There's a few in there. She looks pretty good. I think when she actually was helping Bill run, she looked pretty good.
That's so weird. Dude, they look like hippies.
Well, it was the 70s, 1972, the year my parents got married.
Damn.
My parents are about their age.
It's like right on, man. It's like,
I think they're just college students. That was kind of the fashion. That's when she actually looked a little hotter. That was back in the 90s.
But
that was 1993.
She looks fucking nuts.
Well, they're the Clintons. They're kind of nuts. Yeah.
That's just so hilarious. That face. All right, Matt.
What's funny is today they were saying that I was reading a story that they think she was like, for years she's been like a diehard Cubs fan because she grew up, I think, around Illinois. And then I think in 1999 when she was running for Senate in New York, she said all of a sudden out of the blue, I'm a Yankees fan.
Oh.
Hillary's crazy. I think she lied about it. It's not even relevant. The point is this woman is like changing personal preference just to suit political perception.
She's Miss Survey. What do the polls say? Okay, that's what I like. I am an insert fan.
Have you seen her rallies? I mean, all these people who talk about it, they're kind of right. No one's showing up. I think they have something better to do, like whack off to porn or something.
Yeah, well,
It's like I was going to go to Hillary's rally, but Denny's had
but I got
pancakes
high.
for $5.99.
But I got high. I was gonna go to Hillary's rally, but
I
I
was
got
going to
high.
go to Hillary's rally, but then I got high. I was going to watch you babble on and make me fall asleep, but then I got high. I was going to vote for your ass, but then I got high.
Because I got high. Because I
Because I
got
got
high.
high. Because I got
Oh my god.
Oh, yes, just one thing. If anyone wants to understand something about, we live in California, so this pertains to
Yep.
California. There's no point to vote in a presidential election in California.
Yeah.
Every vote is
Electoral college set for Democrat.
every vote you make in California for presidential elections is technically waste.
Unless you're apparently, I think that
If you go to vote, you're purely going there to have fun. You're not going there to make you're not contributing to a pool that's going to make a real, unpredictable decision.
the big thing that they do in California is it's for the propositions and for the
Yes, your propositions are completely by popular demand. Yes, electoral college is completely rigged. I mean, it's not secret. They have rigged it for years to only favor a two-party system.
The only places it's actually favorable that you need to vote in are in the swing states. Those are especially important in the swing states. If you're a swing state, make sure you go out and vote.
Kind of. From what I actually looked at, technically, I mean, voting, if you look at mathematically, you're one vote. How often historically has anything come down to one vote?
No, but it helps sway the electoral college because if enough people say,
but
hey,
your one vote's not going to sway anything. Right. So, like, let's say you go out and vote, and it's like for Jill Stein, doesn't mean anything. Or let's say you don't vote at all. Your one vote doesn't come down. It's never going. It's not even going to come down to 100 votes. So let's say 100 of your friends, because this has historically never happened. It won't.
The only way this is ever going to happen, and I think this would have worked.
I'll tell you how you really vote. If you really gave a fuck, money. Yeah. People who go there and say like, oh, I'm changing the world by putting my one vote in, but you did not contribute any financial power to the candidate or even to the proposition, that gives it no power. Because when you put money into it, it buys advertising time to reach 1,000 people, which are gonna go. So people who just show up to voting polls and say, ooh, my one vote, I'm like, no, that is nothing. That your one vote, nothing has ever come down to a one vote. Nothing. It's coming down to thousands of votes. Well, over 1,000 in a swing state.
Yeah.
And that's like really swinging.
Yeah. So a big thing that I think, what would have been great if Bernie had basically given this is one problem that if he'd given the Democratic Party the finger after they ran independent, that would have actually been one of the few ways you could, because
the Democrats would have, Donald Trump would be in the White House then. Well, that's what Donald Trump was joking about for him to do. He said Bernie run as an independent because then that would divide the vote up. A bunch of Republicans were making that joke, but you do know Democrats would like blow him up.
You know what?
Like also shoot him in the street.
But then you come in with someone else to basically split the Republican Party. That's how you bring it in.
Right. It's happened before. They split that fucking ticket.
But what if you could split them both at the same time?
Then you'd be getting into you'd probably be getting back to a fair election. Another thing about how elections are completely bullshit is because it's a winner take all. That's complete bullshit. Your vote even counts less. It's a winner take all. So that in Ohio, for instance, when one group wins by 1,000 points, damn it, Daniel. Yeah, I don't want to look at.
All right, I'll look at the. Let's get the.
We're looking at Alex Jones's Demons. Yeah, it's a winner take all. There's no point. Donald Trump wrestling.
All right, so this is the most recent map. Oh no, this was an older map. I forget. But here's the thing that people freak out, but I realize is that the more populous states tend to be um, Democrat.
Yes, they always get a head start. No, but it doesn't really matter. Again, it's a winner take all. It's not even fair. It's a winner take all. It's not representative
It's
of the
ironically,
voters.
wow, this is a long
If
time.
it was not a winner take all, then California would be meaningless.
This is crazy. This is back when California used to vote Republican. That's when Republican was
They were a little bit more rational. They had a different platform. It wasn't as like
yeah, but this is before
weird.
that the Southern Democrats left.
No, that's way after.
No. Southern
The Republican Party was a way different.
Yeah, but the Republican Party, the Southern Democrats leave.
They left during Nixon's strat, like around 72.
No,
that was when Nixon was elected. It's called Nixon's Southern Strategy.
yeah, but they really like straight up left fully during the Reagan administration.
That's the Southern. Yeah, that's 1976. It's almost all Southern.
Yeah.
That was during Carter. That was the election Carter won, 1976.
This was
No, I mean the platform was also a lot different. Reagan appealed to a lot of Democrats. People forget.
Yeah. Wow. Damn.
Yeah, let me see here. Yeah, 1952. That's Eisenhower.
That's Eisenhower.
And he was the greatest president, in my opinion, in the past 100 years. Eisenhower. Yeah, it's all like the southern states that were Democrat.
Dude, that's crazy.
1960, that was Nixon versus Kennedy.
Yeah, dude.
Kennedy won.
Dude, nearly the entire country went blue.
64 was Lyndon Johnson.
Yes.
He didn't even. He's one of the few presidents that didn't even run again after his first term because of the Vietnam War.
Yeah. So 68. Dude, the entire country was like, except for like Massachusetts was.
Wow, Nixon won almost the entire country in 1972.
That's a landslide.
Well, that was 1968. Nixon won in 1968, and then they were really satisfied.
Because the moon thing, they all got to the moon.
Nah, it was a lot of things. He also made peace with China, which was incredibly effective.
Yeah.
They saw him as someone that was bringing productivity to the world, not bringing more despair. He also kept with his promise of reducing the Vietnam War. He did start attacking Cambodia. I mean, he wasn't at all perfect with that, but yeah, he did. He kept his promise of ending the Vietnam War.
This one here is Carter.
That is Carter, 1976, and he won practically the whole South because he was Southern.
Yeah,
so you see, it's very different. It's also who you're electing. You know, Nixon wasn't a Southerner.
These two were both Reagans.
Reagan almost won the whole country in 1980. Carter was really a disappointment.
No, he nearly won the entire. The big thing was like the Iran hostage situation that kind of screwed him over.
There was a lot of things. I mean, Carter is a really nice guy. He has a lot of integrity. His governing might have not been on par, and he couldn't communicate as well as Reagan did. Personally.
Yeah, in the 90s, that's when California left Republican. I mean, completely, because
here.
I mean, yeah, in '64 they did it, but this was like the true departure.
92 was a very interesting year. That was the year H. Ross Perot was there was an actual third party that was in the debates.
There was one.
Ross Perot, who I think actually probably should have. If I were alive then, I would have voted for Ross Perot.
Right.
He was a really cool dude, and knew a lot. but he eventually, I don't know. There's rumors that they told him to fuck off. I wouldn't doubt they're true.
I remember this election. I was in middle school when this one happened.
2000. Yep.
Yeah, that's when the Florida won, because apparently if it had gone down the way it was supposed to, Gore would have won that. He would have had
Gore won the popular vote.
Yeah.
Technically, Bush was not elected.
Yeah, he was appointed by the. It was here he was elected officially.
Yes, 2004 he was elected.
Yeah, and then you had Obama and Obama. So that's the current. But as I was pointing out, like you have an entire. This is
Hillary's doing horror. I mean, this upcoming election will be kind of funny because they're both really doing bad in traditionally Democratic places.
Yeah.
I mean, Hillary's barely winning Pennsylvania. That's funny.
Oh yeah, and I think
Trump is barely winning Texas now. That's funny. I mean, people really don't like them.
Well, Texas has kind of had a liberal movement. I think mainly because there's a decent amount of intellectuals, especially in the like Austin and in the Dallas.
I don't know about that. I think it's just because their Latino people didn't like what Trump said.
That too. Trump pissed them off. But
I mean, generally they're quite conservative.
Except for Texas is a weird area because like you have someone like Aaron Ra who lives like I think he lives like in.
He lives in Austin with Matt Dillahunty, and Austin's quite a liberal city.
Yeah,
but I mean, they're Texas liberals.
Yeah, well, it's Texas.
It's more libertarian. Their Democrats are probably a little less SJW-ish, if you know what I mean. SJWs would be more like Berkeley. The whole San Fran area is where you get the classic. You're like classic liberal.
We should cut out San Francisco and place it in Texas for like a good solid year, and then maybe they'd all calm the fuck down.
I don't know. I think they'd end up just get shot.
That might be a good thing.
No, we'll take everyone from San Fran, and they're going to live in the ghetto.
Oh God, that'd be hilarious. Oh no, everyone from like Berkeley, everyone.
Because they're always like, yeah, bad stuff doesn't happen in black neighborhoods. I'm like, okay, we'll be moving you down there then tonight.
Dude, I live in a large Latino area. When I was like 6 or 7, I watched the guy get shot in the park. I watched the guy.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Did the cops question you who it was?
I couldn't remember. Dude, to be fair, I hardly remember the thing. All I remember is being, I was at the pool, being shoved in the bathroom and told not to get out, not to come out.
So someone just, where was this again?
Humphrey, down from my house. This was back in the 90s, back when things were a lot worse. There was a guy who was running who got shot.
Did he die?
Yeah, of course. I remember there was even like candles and flowers being like left near where he was.
Who's this over? 2 Latino guys got into it?
Yeah, apparently. But see, it's that proof. In fact, this even proves that for the most part, most violence is intra-racial, not interracial. It's very, like the most likely person to shoot a black guy is a black guy. The most likely person is a white guy, and they
but you can't say that
because that's logic, and you can't have logic with SJWs because.
Well, again, I tell SJWs, we'll move you down to South LA. They'll be the property owners will be glad to take your rent money. We'll move you down to Broadway and 80th. I have the exact spot laid out for them.
They'll try to start gentrifying the place.
Who, the SJWs?
Yeah, I can't go to Whole Foods.
They'll if they're alive after I put them in Broadway and 80th,
or on Olympic Boulevard.
Olympic's pretty bad. Once you get down to like 80th Street, we're talking South LA. I know because I do real estate evaluation for a living. I've been down to these places because property owners buy apartments and retail stores and industrial buildings, and they want their values made. And
do they even like refurbish them to make them better?
Sometimes. Not really. It's not worth it. They're usually just buying up these weird industrial properties in South LA because it's cheap.
Of course.
And all they need is they're just manufactured. They're not manufactured. Not a lot of manufacturing I've seen goes on except with garment work, which is like all run by illegal aliens in South LA, and they're all working.
Yeah, they're working.
Yeah, but it's like it's cheap. You would do the same thing if you wanted to just produce. But yeah, I mean, you got to pay a lot for security. Some of these places they get robbed.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I mean, you better have some security or insurance. But yeah, we'll move Anita I don't know if is Anita Sarkeesian into just criticizing people about questioning ethnic neighborhoods or anything?
No, but that's more of a Lacey Green thing, or
what is Lacey Green's problem?
I don't know. She's kind of fat.
That's her problem. You just summed up the whole problem. It was funny hearing Sargon of Akkad. He was kind of like, he was like saying, "You are a horrible person, Francisca."
Why the
his voice sounds funny how he just talks. He was like, "Francisca, you are a horrible person, Francisca. You don't have any reason to say what you're saying, Francisca."
Wait. Let me try to do my best Sargon. Okay, let me try to channel my inner neck.
British.
My inner British neckbeard. Okay, so
he's a really, really smart guy. If he's listening, props to you.
Yeah, Sargon, if you listen, dude, please, we'd like to do a live stream with you. But Lacey fucking Green, why the fuck do you care what people do on Halloween?
Wait, does Lacey Green have a fucking dumb video about Halloween and girls?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I talked to somebody yesterday, an SJW. I didn't want to get into it because you really can't. It's kind of like talking to a wall. Somebody's.
They're talking to creationists.
Well, what's interesting is I think I brought up. What was she saying?
Oh, here it
she was actually saying some feminists go too far. Oh, what are you doing? What are you?
I found it. I found the video. You want to see it?
I can't hear anything on my end, so there's no point.
I haven't started it yet. Here, let me try. Start this one.
Lacey Green wants cock.
Yeah. She's got some big titties.
Does she have big titties?
No,
Wait,
those
does Lacey
real.
Green?
She's got boobs. Like real. Oh, she's got a dirt face going on right there. The closed captions are so bad. They're not even working. Hey, to be fair, they're also sexy guy costumes. I've seen them.
I don't care. Okay, I talked to an SJW. Let me tell me what you think of this.
Okay, I'm gonna turn.
I don't give a fuck about Lacey Green, her fat ass.
Go ahead. Tell the story.
I talked to her, and I just don't get it. I'm totally lost.
Okay.
With SJWs, I honestly don't pay much attention. I come on here and bicker with you a bit about it, but I don't usually waste time doing shit with them. I don't give a fuck as long as they're not kind of like Christians. As long as they're not in the government, it's really great.
The problem is they are.
Who is in the government who is an
They're
SJW?
not-
Who doesn't just say they're an SJW for bullshit voter manipulation?
They're not in the government. They're like the evil chancellor behind. They're the ones kind of influencing it, and that's the big problem. With
Oh yeah, they give them money and they create the perception, which is why Hillary is just barely getting.
Which in many ways that means they become in power because they're influencing, and then they complain that they have no power. I'm like, bitch, you're the one making Obama say a false statistic, which they actually did the research at the very most, and this is like very very most for wage gap. The difference is like 91 cents. They actually someone actually did an action, and they said, but a lot of that is due to like choices and experience.
Of course, we've already been over it. It's easy. It's not. They're not being paid less.
There is some legitimate like gender discrimination, but it's very rare.
How is it possible? I don't know where. You'd have to cite what you're talking about.
I know. I have to.
And we'd have to investigate the claim.
Right, but on the average, it's not as bad as they say it is. For the most, and if you take into account more stuff, it goes down to like 99.99, and that's usually, or even 98 cents. And that's, again, due to things like not asking for a higher wage, not having the same amount of experience, not working the same amount of hours. So it kind of...
Or, if you're applying for a job and they throw one offer at you and you're like, okay, but then some other guy comes right behind you and asks for more money, that's just you didn't negotiate. I'm sure there's tons of factors in it. From what I analyzed, there's all these factors that you can easily mention off the bat, but there's more factors to it. More psychological factors, more negotiation skills. I mean, your employer is always gonna try to charge cheap.
All right, anyway, go on what you were saying about the SJW. I want to hear this one.
Well, I was just talking to her, and I think it was more like we started getting into Anita. Well, she was saying some feminists go too far.
Okay, at least.
And I was like, and then I mentioned, are you referring to Gamergate? And then she said, well, Gamergate actually has some good points.
Gamergate actually is a side of those who are basically against like the Anitas. So that's why she said. Yeah.
No, but she was saying Anita made some good points.
Not really. I mean, the thing she complains about in it.
But the points she cited aren't good to me. She said, a video game makes a girl take her clothes off instead of getting armor. I don't give a shit. Now, here's my thing. Why is that a problem? Why is that a problem? I don't get it. I told you I don't get it.
I understand.
I actually don't get any aspect of the video game. Even the video game, which they deliberately do, of course, it's pornography, a lot of it. The girls don't have clothing because they want guys to be entertained. What's the point? It's porno. We've been over this shit.
To be fair, for the most part, they moved away from that, and they don't do the chainmail bikinis as much. They'll do what they call, and I've seen this in games, is the form-fitting armor.
Yeah, but my point is it's irrelevant.
Yeah,
I don't care. Even if you took off every chick's clothes in the video game and intended your customers just to jerk off,
that's porn.
I don't give a shit. It's fucking porn. It's with graphic characters. What is their point? They're basically going like Christians saying porno's bad. That's what I got from the entire thing. Porno's bad. Porno's bad. Porno's bad.
Well, those are sex negative feminists. There are actually a number who are sex positive, who are like, women, anything a woman does. The problem is you have someone like Anita who basically starts bitching about like body shape. I'm like, the fun one is she pointed out.
We like looking at good-looking women.
And as a guy, when you create a character who's like a more idealized version of yourself. You make the buff guy who looks,
Yeah, it's not like they're looking at fat. I mean, what about romance novels? Can you put like fat bastards on those fucking things?
Dude, God Saw did a whole thing, like that analysis of that. That's a big reason why the guy's account or a.
Why don't you put like someone like
Me.
Tom Likas on a romance novel instead of
No,
Fabio.
no, he's rich, so that would work. That would help out.
No, he's fucking fat.
But he is
He's
rich.
fat, and I know, but they don't care he's fat. I mean, they don't have Fabio with money in his hands. Women like looking at bodies. At the end of the day, it's a fucking fact. Primal nature.
Yeah, of course.
They don't put money in any of those guys' pockets. They don't put like a little credit card, and he's driving away in the car with his 6-pack out.
No, but if he is in a car, it's usually a very nice car, which is
I've never seen him in a car. They're usually like poor, like Highlander guy. I saw one the other day at Barnes and Noble. The guy was like, in a kilt in the Highlands. I'm like, that guy doesn't have any fucking money.
No, he's probably some sort of lord in there.
Or a cop. I saw one who's like a cop or something.
It's a power.
But his clothes are off. The woman wants to get off to the guy's body.
She wants the power dynamic. She likes the fact that he's a cop. That's a very primal thing. It's a protection thing. He's also
plus the body too. Obviously, if it was like Paul Blart, it wouldn't be a great romance novel. If it was Paul Blart with his shirt off, wiggling his man boobs and stuff.
Yeah, but so you're saying more about the Anita stuff, so.
Yeah, I don't get it. It is exactly like this other guy said. I mean, these feminists sound like 1980s Christians, like talking about don't play magic. Your kids are going to become witches and devils. It sounds stupid.
But now it's like don't play
video games, or else your kid is going to like looking at titties. It's the same. They're running the same fucking thing. They're self-righteous. They're self-righteous crusaders. They're getting themselves in a lot of trouble. They look stupid. They're number one, they're very dogmatic. Everyone's right. It's a religion. Feminism is for feminists.
It's not a religion.
It's not for women.
No, it's not a religion. It's an ideology because.
But it's like a religion. They worship the shit blindly.
Yeah, but
there's a psychological fuse to it.
But technically, capitalism during the Cold War was an ideology, and that there's no worship or God. It's just a way of thinking, and that's why I say that feminism isn't a religion. At most you can call it a cult, but I'd say
it's a cult.
Yeah.
Is it a religion? Some people really will test that. Some of their members really test that.
I say it's a cult because you have cult, and it's an ideology that has cults in it because not all feminists third waves agree with each other. A lot of them actually really hate each other. Like Anita Sarkeesian would probably hate Lacey Green because Lacey Green is, despite the fact how crazy she can be, she's a sex positive feminist. She believes that women being sexy is a good thing.
So what was her? What was the bone she was picking with the Halloween crap?
Cultural appropriation and stuff like that.
How is Halloween cultural appropriation?
Wearing cultural appropriated costumes, like dressing up as a samurai or a sexy Indian princess.
So it could be sexy, just you can't be a white chick. So you can't be a Hispanic in a Viking outfit.
Yeah,
did you make that point?
No, because white people don't have culture. So
we do have culture. See, that's something the left wing was saying years ago, and I always thought was stupid. They always said Americans don't have any culture. I'm like, yep, we do. We do.
We're kind of a blend of a bunch of cultures. We're kind of a.
No, we're not. Wait. That is one thing you could say.
That's one aspect of our
culture. That is not the whole fucking thing. That is a bullshit thing. That's a bullshit thing. Number one, there is a particular there is a greater particular culture here, and no, it's not just a melting pot. That's more like in LA, maybe. If you go to the Deep South, you're very looking at things that are unique to here.
Yeah, but you're also looking at things that are influenced by the French. That's a big the French and in Anglo mixing down there. you also have like cowboys are clearly a North American thing. It's a big thing in both like Mexico had it really big, and also in Texas.
Yeah, and we brought it here, but I mean, we do it in our own fucking way. If you look at even Mexico, that came from somewhere. If you look at even in Asian Eastern countries, their culture came from somewhere, and they took it on their own unique level.
It's all derivative. It's evolution.
Like Italian food. Okay, pizza is actually very American. That is not. Italy had lots of breads and sauces.
They did have their
You
own
made it more unique.
Yeah, Italy had its own type of pizza, like the pizza margherita, and they brought it. They brought it over to the U.S., but they didn't have the same kind of sauces, so they made do, and that created the American pizza. It's a derivative work. This is as much as Chinese food is derivative work of the original Chinese, which is a lot more like their meats are a lot more like something that you'd eat, but they do it with rice or stuff.
And there is something very particular to America. I read this book by a guy who was picking at different cultures. He was talking about Eastern culture. Then he got into American culture. One big thing he was talking about is pragmatism. Pragmatism is something unique to Americans that other cultures do not just have. Pragmatism is in our culture, we do things that work.
I think we got that from the English tend to do that too. That's very much an Anglo thing.
If the key fits the lock, then it's good to go. In other countries, that is not so much the thing. In Japan, they do things based on tradition. They don't say, well, the key fits, so I'm doing it. No, not how that fucking shit works.
Well, it's collectivism. That's very much common in Asian cultures because of the like Confucianism and Sun Tzu. It's all about being it's a state above the individual as opposed to the individual above the state.
Right. And in Europe, one big thing, my friend who's kind of SJW-ish, when he went to Europe, he noticed one big thing about our culture is capitalism. Yeah. We have a level of capitalism and commerce and business that does not even come close to other countries.
Really?
It does not even. I mean, he went to France, and no, I mean, and I always know that for years. The Europeans have much tinier towns, communities. They don't have like big hustling and bustling urban areas with stores going for miles down the street. And there it's a lot more like he went to a coffee shop and the barista was like, "Where are your friends?" I'm like, Jake noticed the guy acted that way to him because they don't have to compete. They're a tiny town. They sell a few things to a few of the locals, and that's it. In the United States, you're talking about streets with coffee shops that, you can find 50 going here and there. It's just different. We have a lot of competition here in terms of just shit we're trying to sell people.
Yeah, that's one of the things we have. In areas that do tend to be a lot more dense. And that might be a lot different in like the more urban areas in Europe. Like they tend to be a little bit more. But that's because they're more they rebuilt from World War II, and B that's kind of a thing that we're kind of a newer country. So
yeah, and even Merlin, his trip to Europe, he said that the commerce was quite weird. They're not as competitive. They don't have that thing like, oh, we're doing the customer. They have this whole thing like you kind of succumb to us.
And some countries it like I know like Japan, there is a big appeal to the market. Like they want people to come, and that's why they have all these weird promotional deals like in like 7-Eleven, like come get this and get the special like collector's item and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and it's more. I mean, if you look at our markets, there's even more unique things. How we conduct ourselves. But yes, does America have a culture? Fuck yeah, it does.
Yeah, of course.
Is it pretty damn? Is it the best? No, it's fucking different. I say different. I don't ever say. Well, number one, I can't say it's better depending on what we're comparing it to. Cultures compared to what? Is it better than Middle Eastern culture? You better fucking believe it.
Yeah. Was it better?
Is it better than the culture that unfortunately is developed in Mexico and Guatemala? You can go and ask any Guatemalan Mexican that who's immigrated here legally or illegally. They'll tell you, "Fuck yeah, there's a difference."
I have a coworker who's from El Salvador. He moved here back in the 70s after during
war broke out.
Yeah, during the Civil War, and he said that, dude, this country is great because he says you can literally work and you earn what you get to keep it, and basically you literally earn from the whole sweat of your brow thing.
Yeah, some of the best gratitude I've heard from all the Latino immigrants. I know a guy who cleans our office. He's the janitor at our office, and yeah, he came here from Guatemala because it was a war zone, between rebels and military out there in the 80s. And yeah, he's like, yeah, for fuck, there's a different culture in the United States. He said, yeah, he's like, he said in his own words, you guys care about the human being.
Yeah, of course.
He says, where I come from, we don't care about the human being.
They hear about the state and the way things.
Yeah, and then he was talking about too, like how we're complaining about men looking at porno. He's like, dude, in my country, dudes just grab a chick and just put her head into his cock. Damn. And it's like daily. There's a lot of there's rape is a much more acceptable, fun thing there. But I mean, you're complaining. You have these weirdos here complaining about porno and prostitution. Just ridiculous shit. People having consensual sex.
You're women. Wham! I think go talk about the people in countries. They don't ever want to go after those who are like legitimately suffering.
Stop talking about video games.
Because it would be too much hard, because that means they'd actually have to go and get up and do actual work. Well,
yeah, and I mean, Anita has $1 million. She can't actually do some work down there, but she won't. She's a lazy. She's an opportunist. She's just in it for some cash. Yeah. She's made more money doing absolutely nothing than anyone.
Putting out like 10 videos over like.
That's the thing about this country that's annoying, but also, I guess, nice. People who do absolutely nothing can make millions of dollars, who produce nothing. Like the Kardashians, they just shove their ass. I mean, most of the Kardashians, she's a pornographer. People watch her show because they want to see her fit into her like tight outfits.
Yeah.
They don't watch it to, learn about media rights or anything.
To be fair, I don't like Kim Kardashian necessarily. I mean, she's got a good ass, but I like the fact she basically pissed off the feminists. That shit was.
She said she's not a feminist. Well, of course she's not a feminist. She has a sex video.
And she also
fucked every which way. I don't think she can say she's a feminist. And like I said, a lot of guys watch her show because they want to see her fit into her different little outfits.
Oh my god, you should this. Feminazis.
She looks good in the uniform.
She will be a good Nazi. Oh, what was it? Someone had a really. There was one like, I'll finish it. Oh, I love.
Does Anita Sarkeesian have a boyfriend?
Oh, John McIntosh.
Can you put up a picture of him?
Dude, he's Jonathan McIntosh. Oh, there it is, John McIntosh. Oh, not wrong, John McIntosh.
I was gonna say, is she fucking an old dude? Her boyfriend is Donald Trump.
Here he is.
Oh God! Please bring up a picture closer.
This one. He also does. He's a total cuck.
So this is the guy who gets to fuck her.
Yeah, but he has to keep asking permission as he bones her.
So has he said this? Like has he gotten into their sex life?
Yeah,
Has he honestly described how they have sex?
No, not at all.
Of course not. So
yeah, he's the man behind feminist frequency.
Like, what does he talk about? So according to him, he doesn't jerk off, doesn't watch porn whatsoever. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think he wears like mittens and all that stuff when he my question, and someone pointed this out, do you think he has ever touched his own dick? Oh, these are like the best. This is the one this is the video I saw with Sir. Like he's literally just like I can't watch his videos because you literally go on what the fuck is wrong with you?
Wait, and him and him and Anita are in.
That's him.
Him and Anita are in a relationship. Is this true or no?
Well, if you look, well, there's theories. There's, but if you read his there's
So it's not a fact that she's in a relationship with him.
It's very strongly hidden that they are, and the fact that if you look at like when on her he's basically her writer, and he what's it called like, if you like watch the Feminist Frequency video at the very end, it's like a special thanks to Jonathan McIntosh. This is, dude, look how like nobody likes him. Huh, Sargon subscribed. I think
Sargon of Akkad subscribed.
Yeah, look right here. That's his see, look.
Why would he subscribe to him?
Because
it's the newest shit.
Because of this and this and doing live streams.
So at least he doesn't block the man. Why hasn't Anita told John to block Sargon? Joe Rogan.
That's him.
Who is he referring to?
Hitchens. He's a Hitchens. That's Hitchens thing. So this is Hitchens. He's saying at Hitchens, his atheism was overshadowed by his hatred and warmongering.
Wouldn't say he was a key intellectual leading drive. That's a little overdoing it. Yeah, Hitchens is kind of a dick, but this dude's clearly not standing his ground on his idea that he's not going to ever hate or despise or celebrate anyone's death, and he just goes ahead and does it.
Well, Lisa, Lisa, you know, I got to see this now. I'm gonna check this. Radical Bice. I'm gonna see if I'm blocked by him on Twitter.
Hey, I gotta get to bed, buddy.
Yeah, same. So how about this?
Time has really gone by. It's been fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna clean this out. So let's do it in closing. So you have anything in closing to say?
Make sure you get a chick to open her legs before she closes her legs for you.
I gotta say that this has been great. Everyone, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button, and check out our channels, Random Media Guys and Random History Guys. I'll be doing a new video on more Halloween stuff for the month of October. So everyone, just leave a comment, and yeah, dude. And I think that's it, man.
Yeah.
All right.
He wants to be more sensual on the show, you know. Tell us.
Please.
Do you put this up on your on the main YouTube channel?
It goes up on the main YouTube channel, but I put it on our playlist for our other channel. So you'll be able to look it up under live streams. I'm just gonna make it live streams for the Random Media Guys one of these days. It'll be a lot easier than that than just trying to find it. All right. Thank you. Good night, everybody.